Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another installment of my CD collection. This is part 134. I know you guys been wanting me to do more CD collection videos, so I did one about 2 weeks ago. It was like mostly R&B, but as I promised, this is like all hip hop. So just had to show you guys this. I've been wanting to show you guys this for a minute. So just a disclaimer. Some of these CDs are FYE purchases. Some are from eBay, Amazon, that kind of thing. So I had to throw it out there, right? So without further ado, let me start off with the first song of the video. Loc with his debut album, Loc After Dark, released in 1989. You guys should know who Loc is. You know, right now he's an actor. He's done a lot of movies like Poetic Justice. He did Blank Check. He did the Ace Ventura and a couple other movies that he did throughout the 90s. But before this, he was actually a rapper at one point. He got his start back in the late 80s, around 87. I think he was part of a group. I forgot the name of the group. But this album contains 3 singles. The singles are Wild Thing, Funky Cold Medina, and I Got It Go On. Alright? Those are the singles of the album. Standout tracks for me are On Fire Remix. The original was actually vinyl only, so you only get that on vinyl. So I think that came out in 87. Just throw that out there. The self-titled track, Loc After Dark. Excuse me, Cutting Rhythms was pretty dope. Chiba Chiba, pretty dope. And The Homies. Those are the songs that I like. I'm kind of I didn't really. I mean, I liked Wild Thing when I was a little kid, and I got a little burnt out of it. You know what I mean? Funky Cold Medina I could have done without. I never liked that song. Never liked it. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know. This just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So like I said, I got to go on Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina with the singles. But yeah, they didn't really do anything for me. It's like one of those instances that the album itself, the album cuts are better than the singles. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Loc After Dark, released in 1989. All right, and then had to do a follow up with his second album, Cool Hand Loc, released in 1991. Cool Hand Loc, not sure what that means. It would have been dope if he said Cold Hard Loc. It would have been a little bit more better, you know what I mean? But this album, it's a little bit more aggressive, but not much. It has a little bit more versatility. It's a decent album. It's not the best, but it's a decent album. There's only one single of the album, All Through the Night. That's a single of the album. He sent out tracks for me are Pimp Without a Caddy, I Adore You. I believe that was produced by Sir Jinx. Fatal Traction is pretty cool. I Joke But I Don't Play. That shit goes hard. Why was pretty cool. Hip hop is kind of different. Yeah. And like I said, the single of the album is All Through the Night. It's a decent album. It's not the best. I kind of prefer his first album over this, which is kind of crazy because usually, depending on the artist, it's usually the second album is better. But with this album, it was okay. Some of the beats were a little underwhelming, for 91. It was cool. I just kind of wish, and this is his last time he ever dropped as an MC, because like I said, he focused more on movies. Loc, he definitely has he's dope. You know what I mean? Like, he has potential. I kind of wish he made more albums though. I'm not gonna lie. But his flow, is very old school. Even for 91, it was definitely had an old school flow. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like he kind of got left in the dust. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. The music that he makes is it's only for parties, but it's not the parties that we like. You know what I mean? Like the youngins like. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think he would have been better with like I could imagine him with a whole album with like, you know, at the time like around like 93, 94, like, you know, with Crazy Tunes, you know, Bobcat, Battle Cat, who else with it? Sir James, some production for them. Crazy Tunes, like I said before, some Ice Cube production would have been dope. You know what I mean? That should have been sick, man. But you know, unfortunately, it never happened. Yeah, but yeah, Tone Loc, Loc Cool Hand Loc, released in 91. Decent album, you know what I mean? But yeah, Cool Hand Loc, 91. Alright. Next album, we're gonna go to Houston, Texas. Let me get a swig of water. Alright. Next album. I'm so glad I found this album. I'm so happy I found it. Crime Boss with Confusions and Conflicts and Confusion, released in 1997. Fucking dope album from front to back. Everything in this album is banging. Fire. So glad I found this shit, man, because it's like one of those albums that's hard to find, but it's dumb cheap. It's dirt cheap. You know what I mean? It just depends where you live at. You know what I mean? Because I don't remember. I live in Florida, so like, you know, certain albums like can't really get easily. As you know, unless you like, you know, major metropolitan city like, you know, Chicago, New York, LA, and that kind of thing. And you gotta remember, like, some of these albums were regional, so certain albums you're not gonna be able to find in certain cities. You know, you would have to go to a particular region to get a particular album. You know what I mean? Especially like the you know, the older West Coast art, like the older West Coast albums and stuff like that, like the underground stuff. You know, a lot of those were like regional, even the southern stuff too. So, but anyways, getting back to this album, Crime Boss, Conflicts and Confusion. Fucking love this album. Believe the single of the album is want to say is what was the single of this album? Forgot the I believe it was Please Stop. Please Stop was a single of the album. Yeah, because there was a video for that. I found it the other day. It's actually pretty good. T-Mix, you guys should know from my Suave House fans. He does a half of the album. EA Ski and CMT, his partner, does another half of the album. I mean, it goes back and forth, man. I mean, the whole album fucking bangs, man. I mean, you got songs like the self-titled track, fucking No Friends, Chemical Imbalance, Warning. Oh my god, that shit goes hard. Back to the Streets, Life is Crying, What Does It Mean to Be a Real Crime Boss, Close Range. Yo, Close Range goes hard. This Close Range? Oh my god, that shit goes hard. So, Please Stop was dope. Death Note's Get Mine. I mean, this whole album goes from back to back. I highly recommend it. If you can find this album, please pick it up. And you shouldn't pay too much money for it, because I got it for a good price. I got it for like $4. But yeah, great album. Very fucking dope. Very underrated. I think during the making of this album, he was kind of going through some legal troubles and things like that, and kind of put that on the album and stuff like that. But yeah, Crime Boss with Conflicts and Confusion, released in 1997. I do have his first album, All in the Game, that came in 95. Dope album as well, but this album blows that album out of that water. I'm sorry, but yeah, dope fucking album. I highly recommend it. All right. Next album, we're gonna go to YO, Yonkers, New York. All right. Sporty Thievz with Street Cinema, released in 1999. All right. Sporty Thievz consists of 3 members, or 2 now. King Kirk, who's the lead MC, who's in the middle. Then you got Marlon Brando on the left. Rest in peace to him. He died in a car accident back in 2001. That kind of thing. He was young. He was like 22 years old. It was kind of crazy. And big dudes right here. All right. The single of the album. There's 2 singles of the album. The singles are Cheapskate and No Pigeons, which is not on the album. I don't know if that single No Pigeons was on any like the later reissue of the album, but I know on this album, this version does not have it. Obviously because of excuse me, obviously because of them using the sample for No Scrubs, so obviously they couldn't put it on the album. But yeah, it's a pretty decent album, man. I mean, the dude they could spit, especially King Kirk. Yeah, you got songs like The Spot, Feds, Spy Hunter, Raw Footage, Angel, that shit goes hard. Cheapskate was pretty cool. Ready, Propose a Toast, Street Cinema. I mean, it's a pretty decent. What I like to compare this album to LOX's Money, Power, and Respect, but not as good. If that makes sense. And the reason I say that is probably because of the production. I feel like Money, Power, Respect by LOX is fucking dope. It's a lot more gritty, you know what I mean, compared to believe it or not. It's a good album. I'm gonna do a review on that album one day, because a lot of people shit on that album, but that shit goes hard. But rest in peace to Marlon Brando, aka Robin Hood, of Sporty Thievz, man. And they do have a second album called the self-titled album Sporty Thievz, but you only can get it at Kid Kirk. He actually has a Bandcamp, and he's actually selling it. He sells it digitally and he sells a hard copy. But the CD he's selling for like, I think like $30. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, yeah, I'm glad to find this album. You know what I mean? Because King Kirk, the son could spit. He's nasty. You know what I mean? I just wish he would put more like material. He does have a YouTube channel, but son could spit, man. He's like nice. He's like one of those cats that he got nicer over the years, you know what I'm saying? Like, he never missed a step. So, but yeah, Sporty Thievz, Street Cinema, released in 1999. Got some Gangsta Pat in the background. I need to get some of his albums, because his albums are hard to come by, man. Jesus Christ. Alright, next album is the Relativez, Money, Respect, Money, released in 2005. For those who don't know who the Relativez are, hip hop duo. I believe they're from LA. They were at one point part of a group called Street Soldiers, which they came out back in the early 90s. I didn't hear it, but I heard good things about that album. Definitely didn't get my hands on that, but of course those albums are out of print. Goes for stupid money. And they were part of the whole Damu Riders, you know, because they're Bloods and shit. So the whole Blood set, Blood gang, you know what I mean? So they were part of Damu Riders, and, you know, the whole blood banging on wax, you know, that kind of thing. So they were a part of that, you know what I mean? So you got Sugar Booger and Big Y. Those are the members of the group. I believe the single of the album is Ride With Me, featuring Butch Cassidy. This was a blind buy for me, because like I said, I didn't know who they were. You know, I just saw it. I was like, oh shit, you know. I just went based on the I'm sorry, yo, that loud. I'm sorry, that's too funny. Yeah, but getting back to this album, Ride With Me featuring Butch Cassidy, which was the single of the album. Standout tracks for me are the intro, Truth in parentheses, Michelle, that shit goes hard. Sometimes We Sell Dope, Run These Streets with featuring Dave Hauser. Dave Hauser is so underrated. Excuse me. Run These Streets, Pimpin' Like We Do, Pimpin' Like We Do, Fucking You, What Would You Do, Get Chipped, Would You Still Love Me, alright? And Sue Woke Gangster, alright, featuring Young Hootie and Mitchie Slick, alright. So those are the standout tracks for me. It's a pretty good album. West Coast as fuck, you know what I mean? Really good shit. This is the Relativez, Money, Respect, Money, released in 2005. Like I said before, they were part of the whole Damu Riders. They're part of the Blood Gang. They're Bloods, you know, that kind of thing. So, excuse me, sorry. Change. Yeah. Alright, so that's the Relativez Money Respect Money, released in 2005. Next album, we're gonna go to Vallejo, California, Bay Area, with Into Deep with their second album, 24/7 365. This was released in 1994. So the story with this album is that after the success of their first album, Back to the Hotel, which I did show you guys years ago, they were on tour. They were on the Way Too Funky tour, the tour for DJ Quick's second album. Because like I told you guys before, like production-wise, that album is definitely reminiscent of old DJ Quick. You know what I mean? Definitely has that vibe. I don't care what nobody said. They were definitely influenced by DJ Quick production-wise. Hence why they were on the tour. But anyways, during the tour, they were in the midst of making the album, the follow-up to Back to the Hotel. But during the tour, somebody ran through their studio, stole all the equipment, stole the masters and all that shit. So of course, them being devastated, you know, they end up buying like all the equipment and things like that. Started making new, making new songs, and this is pretty much what came up with that. You know what I mean? In 2002, police actually found the reels and the masters of that album. So that album is actually called Unreleased Game 1993, the Lost Album. So you can so they do have it. They do have it. I think that one's like actually out of print. It's hard to find. But you can find it. You could play it on YouTube. Find it on YouTube and play it. But I would like to get my hands on that. But this goes for stupid money. But getting back to this album, 24/7 365. This is a really good album to me. I think, to me, in my opinion, this album is where they kind of found their sound, because like the first time, like I said, they were kind of like, very influenced by DJ Quick production wise, but like this album, they kind of strayed away from that. So it's like their own sound. They kind of found it on this album right here. There are 4 singles of the album. The singles are Small Town, California Hot Tubs, Something Freaky, and California Hot Tubs. Those are the singles. So no, I'm sorry. Small Town, California Hot Tubs, Something Freaky, and Deep Into the Game. Those are the singles of the album, man. Standout tracks for me: Small Town, Gather Round, Count My Bank, High Siding, Best Ever, Player JT, California Hot Tubs. That was pretty cool. Crooked Holes was pretty good. Who Ride, Hog Nuts, It's All Great, Something Freaky, and Deep Into the Game. I mean, the whole album is fucking dope, man. This is a really good album. But yeah, like I said, they actually have an album called Unreleased Game 1993, which to me was supposed to be the follow-up of Back to the Hotel, but they couldn't get it. They couldn't put it out because the stuff was stolen. So they made this album instead. But like I said, they released it back in 2002. They remixed it, they mastered it and all that, and they put it out. So, but yeah, 24/7 365 by Into Deep, released in 1994. I believe this is JT, and then this is I forgot his name. I forgot dude's name. Johnny Z, I believe is this. JT. No, I'm sorry, JT and TL. Those are the members. Because Johnny Z, he was a member of the group, but then he left after the first album. So, but yeah, 24/7 and Too Deep, released in 1994. All right, you got 3 more. Excuse me. Next album, we're gonna go to Houston, Texas. You got Show featuring Willie D with Trouble Man, released in 1993. Show, for those who don't know who he is, he's an MC from Houston, Texas. He got put on by Willie D. He's affiliated with Willie D. My introduction to Show was actually on Willie D's third album, Play With Your Mama. Is it? Yeah, Play With Your Mama, that came out in 94, which I need to get my hands on. He's on a couple songs on that album, and I liked how he sounded. So I was like, all right, let me, you know, see if it's any information. And lo and behold, he had an album out that came out in 93. And he has a follow-up album that came out in 97. But yeah, the singles off this album, I believe there's only one single. The singles are Pray I'll Be a Failure, which there is a video for. Yeah. Pretty decent album, man. It might not be for everybody because of his monotone flow. You know, he has like a very monotone flow. Kind of has like a sleepy flow. You know, some people might find him boring, but you know, it's different. I do like it. You know, something different. But like I said, if you guys like, you know, early Ghetto Boys, their delivery is kind of like the same. So if you like that Ghetto Boy shit, like especially the early stuff, like, I mean, I would say like, you know, We Can't Be Stopped, you know, Till Death Do Us Part, like that vibe of Ghetto Boys, then I think you guys would like this album, as well as Play With Your Mama. Standout tracks for me are Pray I'll Be a Failure, Fiend in the Family, Another Day on the Cut, self-titled track, Mississippi, Miss Thang, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow, Legal Murder, I'ma Get Mine, and Stick and Move, man. I mean, pretty dope album. It's not an album I really hear people talk about, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear about this album until like probably last month or some shit like that. So I was like, you know what, let me just pick it up. I found it. I'm glad I got it, man, because definitely some like rare shit right here. But yeah, Show with Trouble Man, released in 1993. Dope shit. Alright, we're gonna go to Brooklyn. BK. Sure. BK all day. We go with MC Lyte with Eyes on This. This was released in 1989. I've been trying to get this album for years, but price-wise, it has been going up and down. You know what I mean? It's like expensive and it's not so expensive. So, and you know, I haven't really been buying CDs like that. So I saw it for like a good price. I was like, you know what? Let me go pick it up. MC Lyte, you guys just know her. You know, MC Lyte, Audio 2, King of Chill, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? The singles of this album are Cha Cha Cha, Stop, Look and Listen, and Cappuccino. Those are the singles of the album. So, standout tracks for me, I will have to. Sorry. Standout tracks for me are Cha Cha Cha, Slave to the Rhythm, Cappuccino. That shit goes hard. The video version of Cappuccino, I do not like. I prefer the album version. I just have to say that. Stop, Look and Listen, Throwing Words at You. That's my favorite track of the album. Throwing Words at You. Shit goes hard. Love that joint. Not With a Dealer. That shit goes hard. Survival of the Fittest. Shut the F Up, ho. That was cool. I Am the Light. Fucking love that. Rhyme Hangover. That shit goes hard. Funky Song. Please Understand. And yeah, I mean the whole album is fucking dope. But I would say Cha Cha Cha, Stay to the Rhythm, Cappuccino, Stop, Look and Listen, Throwing Words at You, Now With the Dealer, Survival of the Fittest, I Am the Light, Grind Hangover, and Funky Songs. Those are the standout tracks for me. Overall, a dope album. Fucking love it. You know what I mean? Definitely one of her best albums in my opinion. I pretty much have a good amount of her albums. I do have this album. I need to get her first album, which I need to get my hands on. I do have Act Like You Know. I do have Ain't No Other. I have Bad As I Want to Be, and I have 7 and 7, which wasn't that good. I was not crazy about that. That was really a bad album. And I know she put out some later albums. I didn't really bother to pick those up. I didn't even know she made later albums like in the 2000s. I know she had a song called Wonder Years with Primo. That should kind of go hard, but ain't not like her first stuff. But yeah, definitely didn't get my hands on Light as a Rock. Definitely didn't get my hands on that. But yeah, MC Lyte with Eyes on This, released in 1989. Dope year for hip hop too. Got The Port. You got the Porsche Carrera, fire. All right. And then the last album, we're gonna LA. We're gonna go with Bad Newz Travels Fast, released in 1997. It's like the only album that he put out. DJ Pooh, you guys might know him as Red and Friday, which is unfortunate because that's all people know him for. But they don't know that he's actually a dope producer and a dope DJ. Especially like his early stuff that he did with Cube on his first couple of albums. You know, Death Certificate and you know, America's Most Wanted. You know what I mean? So he had his hands on those albums. So, but yeah, I believe the only single of the album is Whoop Whoop featuring Cam, which was like a diss track to Cube. My man, I have to say, he went in on Cube. He went in. You know, he's just talking about how Cube, you know, pretty much the whole White Sox connection, especially Cube, stole the W, you know, when he does that. You know what I mean? Like, Cam was like, you know, one of the first cats, if not the first cat, to introduce that to the world because, you know, him being from Watts and stuff like that, you know, because Cuba wasn't doing that in the early days. He wasn't doing that, you know what I mean? Even when he was on the street shit, he wasn't doing this, you know what I mean? So Cam was doing that early on. So he talks about that, and yeah, he just goes in. And there was a line, when he says, like, the W took for me, nigga, stands for Watts, trying to say it stands for your group, but like Toucan Sam can't always smell the Fruity Loop. Oh, yo, he killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he fucking killed that, man. But yeah, that right there, just, man, killed that, man. Send out tracks, Bump Your Speakers, No Idea, that shit goes hard. Grow Room, Whoop Whoop, of course, like I said before. Get Money, New World Order, self-titled tracks, Bad Newz Travels Fast, Ebonics, Get Off, Who Cares, Nowhere to Hide, You Ain't Shit, and Gangsta Vocabulary. What's crazy is that with this album, Threat is all over this album. Yeah, it's the same Threat that did that album Sick in the Head back in '93. Is another dope album, underrated album. And the song Let a Niggas Know on the Friday soundtrack, that shit goes hard. But yeah, this is a fucking dope album. Very laid back. It's gangster, but it's like laid back at the same time. Very underrated. I don't really hear too much people talk about this album. But yeah, DJ Pooh with Bad Newz Travels Fast, released in 1997. Alright, and that's it, folks. Definitely stay tuned for more. If you guys like what you see, definitely subscribe, like, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Shout out to all my supporters that have been showing me love. Shout out to all the my subscribers that's been doing videos, man. Shout out to my guy. Let me shout him out, man. Hold up, I gotta shout him out, man. Let me see. I gotta show some love. We do this live, man. We do this shit live, man. For real. Shout out to Mac Valley. Shout out to Bean Team, Manhattan. Shout out to give me 1 second. Q Smooth, MG Official, Tim Space King. Shout out to Trayvon Williams. Shout out to Reg. So another other people. Give me 1 second. Shout out to my dude Abdul Kamara. Shout out to him. Definitely subscribe to his channel. He has a lot of rarities, like just like me. He said that he started collecting CDs I think since 2020, and his collection is crazy. So shout out to that brother. So make sure you subscribe to him. Abdul Kamara. I put his video, his channel in the description box, so definitely check him out. And among other people, man, there's a lot of other people. Give me 1 second. I gotta show love to y'all, man. I can't just get you guys. Shout out to my guy Antoine Olsen, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to Alexandra Montero. Shout out to Mike Sears. Shout out to Ross Hartley. Shout out to Ricardo. Speaking Clout all day, gang. Shout out to Lion Jungle, you know what I mean? Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Bowling like the Raptors. You know, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Reg, you know, shout out to y'all, man. For real, man. Y'all always show love to my videos, so definitely enjoy the commentary. I do try to respond back. I might not respond to, like, you know, quickly, but I do respond to everybody. You guys know me, respond to me. I do respond back. The only time I don't respond and delete your messages is like you say something that has nothing to do with the video. Like that's just mad disrespectful. It's like I don't know. It's disingenuous in my opinion. But nonetheless, I appreciate the support. Let's keep it going. I do have a lot more CDs to show you guys, but I'll probably do a video. I mean, it's to the point like I could do a CD collection every week if I could, or every other day. But I'm not gonna do it. I try to give it space, so give some of the videos some burn, and when they get enough traction, then I'll put out another video. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Definitely stay tuned for more. All right.